Hi everyone, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. So today I'm working on a project that is partly patio, partly real estate staging. I have got this John Salterini antique vintage patio table set. It came with 4 chairs, no seat bottoms, no cushions, no glass tabletop. Any outdoor situation, I imagine this probably doesn't have tabletop glass, is probably from storm damage. So we're gonna redo this tabletop with cedar fencing slats. They're only about $2.16 a piece. The tabletop glass new was gonna cost me about $150. I found one new on Facebook that somebody couldn't use that was an indoor tabletop glass for like a dining room table. That's always a good alternative. Buy a table you don't like, use the table, donate the rest or sell it. You know, leave it out by the road for free, and then you've got the glass you need. It's gonna look great. So you could do this all one piece and coat it with something. Exterior wood siding or deck boards would be really good to do too, but they're also a lot more expensive. And if I picked up a couple of 8-foot boards, it would work out really well. I think it figured out that I would need 4 8-foot boards cut in half to make my circle. So you could save yourself a lot of work and make it a rectangle table, which I thought about doing for the space, but I think I'm just gonna go with round. So we're going to just stagger these boards right here, and you can optimize your wood lengths by just putting it as close to the edge as where you want it. And of course, with the table circumference, you're going to be getting smaller and smaller. So you would be stepping them out as you go, just like this. Now, if it starts getting too tippy and you don't mind sacrificing some wood, I'll tell you these tops work really good for snowmen and pumpkins and things during the holiday seasons if you're a crafter. So I'll save that end for future projects and get these all lined up and bound together. Now the last 2 aren't going to want to stay until I start tacking it down. And what I mean by tacking it down is we're going to put a center support. This is all going to get flipped over when I'm done. And I'm going to use what's called a penny nail. And fortunately for me, my father-in-law had left me a huge quart jar of these old nails. And they're just the right length. They're about 1 inch. Now these boards are 5.5 inches by 1/2 inch by 6 feet long. And 6 feet is a common fence height. You can get smaller fence posts. The table, I believe, was 43 inches around. And they do sell 4-foot fencing. So you can save some money by going that route, but usually not in this width of board. Usually they're the much smaller, like 3-inch boards. Okay, so step 1 is to just lay out your boards how you want them, staggering or not staggering. I don't have anyone to help me hold up the other end of it, and there are multiple boards to have to contend with, and I didn't want to waste so much of the boards, so this is giving me the less waste for the amount of balance that I'm getting out of it. I went ahead and I cut this length of board, which is my center support, slightly smaller than the inside circle, so that that will set in there and it's holding all of the boards together into one almost seamless tabletop. Now, it doesn't look like a tabletop yet, but keep watching. So, fence posts and wood can shrink and expand with the weather. So you can use a nail to space these out. Deck boards have that natural curved edge from the mill, where these do not, and that can serve as your spacing. Some people like the spacing, some people don't. So just kind of do it at your preference. Okay, so with the table top sitting on it, I took a pencil and I drew a circle all the way around it. Now you can, from underneath, you can lay out your boards on the ground and set your table on it and do it that way. Whatever works best for you. I have a jigsaw and this is a corded Ryobi jigsaw. I've had this for years. It came in a pack. You can pick these up at Harbor Freight for, you know, $14 to like $25. They're all over Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace used. It's real easy to use. There's multiple settings for different types of plastics or woods. You just want to make sure you have a wood blade. This is basically a crafter's saw and really easy to use. So I'm just following outside of my line about 1/4 of an inch. So it works really good to hold your board when it's hanging off the end so it doesn't start pinching in your saw blade. Know that, which makes it really good if you have, you know, like sawhorses to work on. As you can see, I'm actually using the table base for my work. Now, ideally, I could have done 2 strips of board across the top of this for a support instead of just having a center support. But I really wanted to start with that center support and then adding 2 supports off on the side. So if you can rip this in half, which can take a little while and not be straight and pretty, it doesn't really matter because it's not going to be seen. I'm going to use a so I'm going to add 2 more strips on the outside so that everything is nice and stable and buttoned up tight together. So just to show you up close, what I meant is I could have done just 2 pieces of strapping to hold it all together. I thought 3 was good because of these being about 1/2-inch boards, that I wanted that extra support there for strength and to keep everything together. So the end pieces were a little awkward. I decided that I wanted to bump that out a little extra because of this frame. I've got to stay within this rim around the edge. Okay, so everything is all sitting right and fitted. You see, I just got about 2 inches either way of wiggle room, literally wiggle room. So I want the edges smooth. Number 1 for splinters, number 2 just to have it look nice. And I don't want it so rough that you can feel I just hit a sliver right there. We're gonna go ahead and go over everything real quick with the sander. This is a random orbital sander. This is just something that I have on hand. This is a Rigid brand. Anything will work. You can use hand sandpaper and a block if you want. So I am a once and done kind of gal when it comes to this kind of work. I don't want to revisit this project later on. That is why I chose cedar fencing. It will last a long time. We have a fence that's 20 years old that, aside of a broken tree limb knocking off one of the ears at the top, it has withstood with no stain, no sealer, no sanding, no treatment. But in a tabletop surface, you can see that grain is raised. It's rough feeling. Now over time it'll wear and can be a really good rustic look if you like that. I want to go ahead and sand the whole surface so that it's smooth, and I've just slightly beveled the edges for some smoothness, and then my sanding is also removing my pencil mark on the top. Now if you see, this is green. This is also treated lumber, so it will withstand that element of weather. Now to give it a slightly aged look, I don't want to like stain it and have it be really noticeable. You could do that with like a deck stain, porch and floor, anything like that. Gel stain is really nice. I am just hitting it real quick with some Howard's Restore Finish. It's what I had on hand. I have some teak furniture that needed a quick going over, and I just wanted a little continuity with the different colors of wood. And this is going to be in the same patio area, so they will complement each other nicely and not have that brand new wood look. Now I had decided that that finish wasn't quite dark enough for what I wanted. It did kind of take away some of the newness of it, but after it dried, I could still see that green from the treated. If you are into crafting at all, Waverly Dark Wax mixed with water to any consistency that you like makes this real thin finish, and it's really great for taking new wood and making it not look like new wood. And it goes perfectly with the teak that I have on hand. Like I said, the Howard's is something that I had on hand to do a quick repair on some scuffed furniture. And it was okay, but I wanted it just a shade darker. And I'm just spreading it out with one of these foam brush applicators, because I figured with doing the t-shirt method that I was using before, the t-shirt was going to soak up more, and I want to stretch this out as far as possible. But as it dries, it'll look a little bit lighter, and you can add multiple coats if you like. So I have to show you a happy little accident that I thought this was just a brand new cushion, and it's this green leaf. It's a little wild, a little old lady-ish. Even uglier. This was actually a recovered cushion, and it looks like they used this side. It looks a little more faded. It might not have been, but I can easily remove where they did a little tack stitch and use this side. Here's my umbrella that I have for my lounge chair. They are a pretty good match. So I don't know whether to go contrasting with the leaves or almost matching with the stripes. What do you think? So I'm going to think about this for the day, because I've got a lounge chair here that doesn't match and it's stripes. But I could use the green fabric or the other stripes to make a little pillow, whatever here. It's a good match here, and it's very summery and springy here. But I think this is more masculine looking, which is a nice touch with the daintiness of this to complement the wood top. What do you think? I hope this solves the solution for your old broken tabletop and helps you in your life, in your patio situation, and what you're gonna do to create your own backyard oasis. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.